3, 2, 1. And we are live.
What's going on?
Hello. What's going on? Wow, man. Okay. This is
pretty strange back-to-back episodes.
It is, yeah, 100%. I mean, it's like we filmed Spider-Verse like very recently, and we like,
which is, by the way, which I can confirm now, our highest viewed video was 67 views.
That's pretty good, man.
It was the breedable bat flick video on 63, but it is now Spider-Verse.
You know, it's funny because like, I recommended our podcast to a few people I work with, and they actually they all took a liking to that specific bat flick video because I think like they just the thumbnail was like, you know, I might just check this out. But I really love seeing like this whole podcast grow, and again I like doing it with you, and I'm like, obviously it's always just such a blast, and today we have a really great great episode in store for you guys. I mean, I
think one we've been both excited to make for a long time,
genuine for like since 2014, bro, you know.
Literally.
I mean, damn, you know, like it's just, it feels so surreal that that he's finally got a movie. Like, just we'll go into it later, but the fact that like
the Flash, by the way, it is the Flash. Yeah, the Flash.
Yeah, it's the Flash. Yeah, this is the the Flash.
Nice. Yeah,
the Flash. Yeah. I'm wearing a little bit of drip today. And you're looking pretty good yourself.
Oh no, yeah, we got there. Obviously the GOAT.
Which is quite fitting because like it's definitely a movie about Barry Allen, but it honestly it feels like a DC celebration movie.
It really does. It really, I think so.
I think it's like, it's very jam-packed with like everything, like, you know, any DC fan, comic movies, TV shows can just genuinely like love, you know, so much. It's a lot to take in. I will say it's definitely a confusing movie.
The plot, I don't think the plot's all over the place. I just think the kind of what the movie sets up and what it's supposed to set up with the DCEU and the new DCEU. Like, I remember us leaving the cinema, we would like for hours we're like, what if this, what if that, what if like, you know, that and that, and you know, it's a very confusing movie. It doesn't really set things straight for what's coming up, but I think it's still a great film overall.
I think, once you just look at a movie as like just a general film and don't like, you know, go into it thinking, okay,
don't look at the CGI all the time, like everyone's raving on about at the moment, which is really bugging me.
Honestly, that's kind of out. I don't think it's like as bad as people say it is. It's not like a Spy Kids movie from like the early 2000s. It looks fine, in my opinion.
I think it looks better than She-Hulk.
Yeah, okay, valid. Yeah,
I think it does look better than She-Hulk,
But I think, I kind of went into it thinking it was going to be the whole like DC reset, and it was to an extent. I just didn't really feel like it explored it in the way like we were hoping to. But again, aside from that, as a genuine standalone film, it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. I loved every. I think the start of it was a bit shaky, but you can definitely tell the start of that movie, because this movie went under so many reshoots, so many times, and you could tell that start of the film definitely went under a lot of reshoots, which was fine. Like, at least I knew that before going into it, that the film did undergo a lot of reshoots and did go under a lot of reworks. So I was fine with that. One thing that I did love about the start of the film that we didn't really expect was Liam taking a quick Snapchat.
Sorry, she's snapping me. I've got to snap back.
That's okay. But something that we loved at the start of the film was Wonder Woman coming into it, saving Batman.
Yes, that's right.
Really cool.
Yeah, which was like really unexpected because everyone.
Yeah, I didn't know she was going. We looked at each other. Well, we didn't know she was going to be in the film
because we all thought she like. I personally didn't watch Shazam 2, but I knew she was in it, and I know a lot of people were saying how that was like her last appearance as the character. But no, she like makes a last final debut in, I think, what is the most fitting movie in my opinion, is the final movie in the DC cinematic universe.
Which in that moment on the bridge, I loved. Yeah, which a moment I loved was it was the most Justice League moment we've gotten on.
Yeah,
those
I think
three.
So. Yeah, fucking oath.
Like especially I love it when Bruce has the lasso and he's like, my ego is too high to say thank you. I thought that's such a Justice League moment. It really reminded me of the animated series.
That's what I was about to say. It comes across very like early 2000s like Justice League, like a limited sort of esque, like it was a little bit like, it's not totally serious, but it's not like totally campy. It's like in between. I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And then Barry coming in, like when he holds on to it, he's like, I know what sex is. I just never done. I thought it was great. But I thought, and then when she says, I'll see you around, it was pretty sad because it's like, we won't really see you around because the last time we'll see you.
Yeah,
and then I want to get onto someone else. I know he will be in Aquaman 2, but I feel like, obviously, Ben Affleck, Batman, he was unbelievable in this film. I thought those 10 minutes he was in this movie was like, so I remember we were turning to Liam and I was like, damn, I'm really going to miss him.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I honestly, like, we've had a lot of great Batman over the years. And one thing that pointed to, like, I pointed out during the film to Toby, actually, funny enough, was that obviously Ben Affleck's Batman had a reputation of being the one who, like, broke the moral code and and kill. But you know what? He didn't fucking kill in this movie.
No.
He actually saved the life.
He put him on 1 HP, but at least they're not dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's just like, I don't know, like, I'm so like just proud of that fact, like that's kind like people are actually like listening to some of the fans and like just taking in some critique, and it's like, it's his last time playing Batman, so like, why not just hit the iron while it's hot and just like get him to be the most spot on Batman he can be. And you know what, he fucking was.
He really was.
Look, and the suit's good. The chest plate, the chest plate's a little bit like okay, like not okay, but like
the navy blue cowl.
Yeah, but the navy blue, I fuck with that in a big way.
Yeah,
that's clean, dude. That's so clean. Like, and but it was really cool just seeing like Diana, Bruce, and Barry like all together like for one last time. It did feel like, just like a glimpse into like what we could have had we had a good like director's vision. But nevertheless, like, we're all grateful for like what we got in this movie, like through them, and it is sad to see Diana go, but Ben Affleck is he's gonna be in Aquaman 2, which is gonna be a pretty big thing.
I don't know how much of a part he's gonna play in that movie. I don't think it'll be as big as a part as he did in this movie. So I do like to think this was the last time we saw him properly as Batman, and
I definitely think so. Yeah.
And I think the one scene that I absolutely keep replaying in my head, I've seen all over TikTok, which I think is probably my favorite on-screen moment of Batman now, is when he's talking to Barry, and like, how Barry's like, I can go back in the past, I can save your parents, I can save my mom, and he goes like, these scars that make us, they make us who we are, and and he goes like, don't live your past, live your life. Yeah. Especially the one line in there that I just absolutely love, and I was thinking about it a lot. Is when he goes, when he's talking about it, and he goes, take it from an old guy who's made a lot of mistakes. And I thought one of those mistakes was obviously him killing Superman, because like, Snyder Cut.
And letting Dick Grayson die, just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that was another thing that would have really hurt him.
I'm still petty as fuck, bro. Like,
but I was thinking, could you imagine?
I'm still mad, like.
But could you imagine if Barry was like, I can save your parents, I could save Dick. Yeah, that would have been
I would have fucking lost it, dude. I'm like, please do save Dick. Like,
yeah, literally go back and
give me Dick, please. Like, on God.
But that whole line of dialogue there, in that one scene, I thought that is the Batman. Like that why I love Batman. And I think why a lot of other people love Batman.
It makes sense when we were talking, I think, like in a previous episode, about how Ben Affleck said that this was like the Flash movie experience as Batman was like his favorite one, and it wasn't even his movie.
No.
And he didn't even have that big of a role, like, and part in it. But as a standalone Batman performance, like, he said this was the most enjoyable. And honestly, after watching the movie, it's that
I can
is
100%
so fucking
back
valid.
him on that.
That's so valid. Like, it's oh man, like he just comes across like the most authentic Batman in this film, in my opinion, and it's just written really well. His Batman was written really, and that dialogue as well. It's fucking brilliant. It really was.
I love that so much. The way like Ben Affleck executes it as well, the emotion behind it. I thought, oh, man, you can just tell like when he's saying that line, there is so much guilt.
Yeah.
You know, him for Superman and him with Dick, and then everything he did kind of, because I like to think he was kind of like, when Dick was alive, he was the Batman. We all know he was like, you know, dark, but he was very like optimistic and all that. And then when Dick died, I think that's when he went down that path of like killing and grudge and a whole grudge against the world. And then I think when he saw Superman become a symbol of hope and saving people and wanting to change the world, I reckon he saw a bit of Dick in Superman. It went like, fuck you, like how dare you do that, like I had that and I lost it, so how dare you do that to me again. And then the speech, but you can tell all that guilt he had is in that speech of like, I fucked up with Superman, I fucked up with Dick, like
fucked up with Dick, sorry.
I fucked up with Dick, man. I fucked the Dick up, you know what I'm saying?
Ah, no. But no, honestly, like that's actually a really interesting way to look at it. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's how I kind of, because I love aesthetically, I think Ben Affleck's the best looking Batman we've ever got. Like the suit, I think just his look in general, I thought was great. But I could never get behind the character because he kills and the way he was written in Batman vs Superman. So I always wanted to really get behind Ben Affleck Batman, and it was only recently where I kind of broke that whole character down, and I kind of went, you know, he saw Dick and Clark and all that other stuff, and I think after that movie. I know it's very late, but Ben Affleck's probably my favorite Batman now. I know it doesn't really matter anymore.
That's fair. To be honest. Like,
but he's probably my favorite Batman now. Pattinson's easy too, but yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I remember sitting like right actually watching like just him just like when he comes out of just the Batman and shit, and he's like I said to him, I remember saying to you like, dude, I've really missed him as Batman, bro. Like it's been so long since I've seen him like on screen. I'm not gonna count like the Snyder Cut, but
it was 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like man, it just made me like I was just genuinely really fucking happy to see him like on the big screen as Batman again. Like that for me, that just means like so much, you know. Especially
that line when he gets in the car and Barry goes like, "Oh, do you want to go for a pizza and all that?"
Yeah,
and then Bruce goes no, and then it really hit me hard because he goes maybe next time and drives off, because I'm like, that's it, like that's it. That's the I know it, like I said, we've seen him in Aquaman 2, but like that's the last time we'll see him.
It's pizza time. Yeah. Sorry, no, it just reminded me of the Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, it reminds me of Spiderman 2.
This valid. Yeah, fair enough. No, but no, we can't talk about Marvel. It's a DC.
The DC, man, fuck that rule, man.
Fair enough.
The Marvel episode, clearly, like we couldn't even do that in the Marvel episode.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit. No, definitely.
But something like we talk about that great moment on the bridge with Diana and Bruce, and then we talk about how much we love Bruce. I was sat there watching it again on Friday, and I was like, this movie could have used Cavill.
Yes.
This movie was so written around kind of Superman, I guess, because majority of the time Barry's like, we need Superman. Where's Superman? Where's Superman?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
But also when he meets Supergirl, Kara,
who was really cool, by the way.
Who was great, by the way. We'll get into Sasha Calle's performance in a second.
Definitely.
But when he sees the S and she goes, what does this symbol mean? And he goes, it means hope, you know. And that S obviously is Superman, but it's that particular design of the S is Cavill's S.
Yeah, that's it.
And then like that moment on the bridge, it would have been so good to have Cavill flying, and then all four of them kind of have like a Justice League moment. You know what I mean? And then like, you know, maybe Cavill at the end as an end credit scene. You know, he's hanging out with Barry, and
that's it.
You know, him and Barry's talking to him about being a superhero and all that, and Clark gives him like a wholesome speech. And I was talking to my friend John about I should say our friend John.
No, you're okay. You're good.
And
Mikasa Sukasa.
And obviously, like me and John were always like, after the cameos, we were just like, back.
Well,
and forth.
you two are the biggest fucking Superman enthusiasts I think on the planet.
Yeah, so we were just like, oh my god, like all that and the other, and then like I said to John, I said it's really weird, but I always got a little bit emotional whenever Barry, like a little bit choked up when Barry would always say like Clark or Kal-El or Superman.
Yeah.
And I think the reason was that, and it made me, and like after that, I was like, I really miss Cavill now. Was because Barry thinks so highly of Superman. Like he says in the Snyder Cut, Superman was his hero.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks so highly of Clark. Like he thinks Clark's gonna save them all. He's like, we find Superman, we win. He beats Zod. We can restore everything. Superman's the answer. And I was like, damn, like that. It just made me miss Cavill even more throughout that whole film.
Yeah, I mean, he. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. You might start crying during this podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
Man. I just they really like bring the emotions back
because he's in it for only like
we see the back of his head.
3 seconds. We see the back of his head. It's implied that it's Cavill Superman, but unfortunately, it's just like it's just random CGI. But well, we did see him. We saw a model whilst he was like in.
When he went back in time,
which was cool. But again, it's not the real thing, unfortunately. And I guess you went in hoping for just some like Henry appreciation, and there was some to an extent, but it would have been so much more to just have him be a part of this, because it chases after the Flashpoint storyline, and they switched up Superman with Supergirl, which is cool, but it just would have been a great story for them to use Cavill, in my opinion.
I think
which is cool. Like, Kara is great.
Yeah, and speaking of Cavill, we'll get into her performance in the movie, because I thought while it was great, I thought she was awesome. I feel like she was really wasted.
Absolutely, yeah.
She
Definitely.
Screen for very long, and our friend Matt pointed out like it was really odd how when they're on the top of Wayne Manor, Barry's like, are you gonna help us now? She goes, you humans trapped me, like why should I help you? And then flies off, then comes back again. She goes, oh well, actually I might actually help the humans.
It's funny. It reminds me of I kind of compare that to like the Amazing Spider-Man 2. As soon as like Peter quits being Spider-Man after Gwen dies, and then watches like one view. Yeah, you know what, never mind, I'll like he just stops being Spider-Man for like 5 minutes and then just like jumps back into it. It's like a full 180. It's crazy.
Which was a bit odd, but with that moment with Supergirl, but I thought, other than that, I thought she was great. I thought her fight with Zod was awesome. I thought especially the emotion she showed with finding out Kal-El, like what Zod did to Kal-El.
I was about to say that. What did you do? Like, it was on the trailer and everything, but it's like, dude, she had such a strong performance in this movie. I thought she's brilliant. And can I just point out, she's so fucking
she's very hot. Yeah.
Bro, the actress.
I
don't even know her name, bro, but it's like it's
Sasha Calle,
it's the short hair shorties, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like,
bro, it's the short haired Latinas, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, anyway, I'm acting up. I need to calm down. But no, genuinely, like, it was a really, really strong performance. It was really cool to see. The last time we saw Supergirl in a movie was Supergirl, which is Toby's favorite movie of all time. It was just really cool to see that character done like in a really she was much more like realistic, mature take on Kara, and she's not afraid to not pull punches. It's crazy.
Start pulling my punches.
Yeah, bro. How many times are we gonna compare this to like 2002? But again, my favorite scene is definitely when she finds out about Kal-El's fate.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, no, she's just such a really impactful, strong actress, and it really shows all throughout this film. And I think she was also, because as we know, I mean, we've got to point out the elephant in the room, considering it's a Flash review. Ezra Miller.
I thought he was great. I thought
no. Yeah. But he obviously hasn't been invited to many premieres and hasn't really been doing much in terms of marketing, and that's actually kind of fallen to well, I can't remember the actress name, but the actor for Kara,
Sasha Calle, yeah.
Yeah. She's actually been doing and carrying like a lot of that like herself, like, and she's not even the main star.
Yeah, I've seen some of the interviews. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, and I just find that's just crazy to me, like but you know what, she holds herself like just really together, she seems like a really like, really, really lovely like woman, and she clearly loves the character she's playing, and it just really shows, especially in this film.
I was gonna say like I don't know if you've seen the video of when the director actually told her that she got the role of Supergirl. So they recorded that, so it was on a Zoom. What exactly kind of what we're doing now? And there was a Zoom, and the director said, "Look, we haven't made a decision yet." Like telling her, like, we haven't made a decision yet. Blah blah blah. And what he does, he goes, I think you might need this, and holds up like a Henry Cavill suit though. Like holds up the Henry Cavill suit. Yeah. And he goes like, you got the role of Supergirl, and like she didn't know. So she says like she did the audition with a gun, so she had no idea she was auditioning for Supergirl. And she didn't know it was for the Flash. She just knew it was an untitled Warner Brothers movie. And so when she sat down with the director and said like, you've
really
got the
cool,
role
actually.
of Supergirl, she just like melted down. She just like bawling her eyes out. She was like, oh my god, like this means so much. And in the interviews, like you say, this character means a lot to her. Like, she really, really loves this character of Supergirl.
It's definitely her like breakout role. This is kind of like the role that's gonna like.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in more big projects.
Yeah, fucking oath, bro.
Speaking of, like, and again, it always sucks because then like, she's already passionate about the role, and I said, damn, I know someone else who played Superman who was really fucking passionate about the role.
My boy Henry, yeah, true.
Our boy Henry
and Brendan Routh. Like we got
Brandon Routh, and all that. Even Ben Affleck was super passionate about Batman.
And Affleck, like he was
Exactly,
Superman as well,
Technically, yeah, he was Superman as well. But yeah, it was just like a little reminder. I was like, damn, it sucks, man. Like, we lost so many great actors.
Yeah, this is true.
A little bit about Batman. I want to talk about Micheal Keaton because I thought he was so good in this, man. I didn't think it was going to be this good, but damn, he was good.
Is it really bad of me to say that he did a better like performance in The Flash than like the '89 Batman? Because like, dude,
it's not really a bad take.
His performance is like old man Bruce. I'm telling you, man, is fucking unmatched.
It's great.
It's a little bit of
Keaton's an unbelievable actor anyway.
Comedic, yeah. Micheal Keaton is an incredible. I mean, he's got so many like superhero bird themed characters under his belt. But
yeah,
I think definitely the one that stands out is definitely fucking like the Batman. And I mean, he's definitely it's much more a comedic take on Batman, but like not in a big way.
Are you talking about the '89 Batman? Like
the '89?
Yeah,
Batman,
I can see where you're coming from with that. Yeah,
it's definitely with the whole like measuring tape thing and shit. That
was great. Yeah,
but you know what? Like, I'm not mad. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of a comedic Batman, and like it works for this movie. It really does.
Think so. And I think for his Batman as well, because back in those movies, it was a little
wearing
bit
Nikes, bro. Like,
he's wearing Jordans, man. He's ready to pull whenever.
Jordans,
you know what I mean?
Like it was a different time, back in the day. It was like Warner Brothers was like feeling experimental. Fair enough.
But those gadgets about Batman, it got me thinking, like how cool it, like especially the scene when Ezra first goes into the Batcave and everything starts loading up and the computer and all that, and then they play the dun 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 dun. Yeah. I was like, all I can think about is Lego Batman.
That's what I was
animated series. That's all I could think. I said to my friend when I saw it Friday.
Yeah.
Like, we're playing it and we were both like, dun, 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 dun. And then I turned to my friend. I was like, bro, all I can think about is Lego Batman, like the starting screen of Lego Batman 1.
That's what I'm saying. Because I played the shit out of that game with my sister, bro. And it's like, I can't even like unhit like just Lego Batman, bro. It's fucking crazy. Which is a great game and everyone should play it. Everyone should experience that game once in their life.
Oh, for sure. But like that, it got me thinking. I was like, damn, because I always kind of underestimated Keaton's Batman because we didn't really grow up with that Batman. Our Batmans were Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, well,
we watched those movies when we were kids, but like when we were growing up, it was kind of like all about Bale and then Affleck and then Patterson now. But then watching that movie, I was like, damn, I actually think, in a way, I thought Batman is kind of the most comic accurate Batman in terms of like all the gadgets. Like very a tech savvy Batman, and everything has to have the bat symbol on it. Like literally everything, like the fucking kite. You know, when they got the kite, like has to be a bat symbol kite. It couldn't just be like a normal kite.
Definitely.
But I thought that's what I love about that Batman. I think I do need to go back and watch those movies again because I haven't seen them for a long time. And after that, I was like, damn, Keaton is a top tier Batman.
He honestly is, dude. I mean, it's funny because I know you were just saying before how like, you know, like, and again, I grew up with like Christian Bale and you know,
Ben Affleck, and then now
Ben
Robert
Affleck,
Pattinson.
Yeah, that's right. And those three are great. But honestly, Michael was actually my first Batman. I'm not trying to one up.
Sure.
I'm not trying to like one up everyone, but like he was like, I remember, I came home. This is back when we had like, do you remember Go, like on Australian TV?
Yeah, Channel Go. Yeah, I think it's still going now.
Is it? I think
so. I don't know for sure. No pun intended, but I think it's still going now.
That's but like it was like back in the A-day of like prime like Australian TV. I remember like that like that movie like came on one night, and it was like I remember because it was really cool because this was it was Warner Bros movie, and they had that original like intro with like the Bugs Bunny with eating the carrot, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie? I was intrigued. Because like I was straight out of fucking Space Jam, so I was like, okay, what the fuck is this? Like, and it's like it's a Batman movie, and I was like, whoa, this is like, and you know what? I remember like watching the shit out of that. I remember being obsessed with the Jack Nicholson Joker, bro. Like he
used to terrify me as a kid.
Yeah, dude. It's funny because we got a nod to him in The Flash as well.
Oh, that's cool with the little
fucking compartment, and you can Oh, dude,
that's great. Yeah.
It's so cool, but yeah,
that was a funny. Sorry, just a little funny moment when Barry's like, "Oh my god, this bag laughs," and it was funny. Like we were like, "Oh my god," and then like Matt, I remember Matt was with us, and he's like, "What the fuck are you two getting hyped about? It's just a bag that laughs."
Yeah. Oh no, dude, bro. Like literally, bro does not get it. Like, sorry.
Yeah, he just didn't get it.
Just trying to make sure my thing. Oh my god, my thing's nearly gonna die. One sec. Let me save the podcast.
All alone.
What the dog doing?
Yeah, what the dog doing though?
Okay, come on. Oh my god. Okay. That would have been awful.
That would have been diabolical.
My laptop nearly fucking died. My laptop nearly fucking died. Anyway, but
yeah, no, I was just saying when we were sat with our friend Matt, and like, we got hyped about Jack Nicholson Joker, and he was like, "What the fuck? Like, what does that mean?" We're like, "Bro, you just don't get it." Again, we're like, "We just don't get it, man."
Yeah, dude, because like it's funny because obviously he dies in the first movie, which is like which made me mad as a kid, but for people who don't know, when the Jack Nicholson died in that movie, he literally had a mechanical fucking like it's like those you can
from
compare
the
it
games?
like in the Arkham game for the
Arkham games? Yeah.
It's just like fucking it's so cool that like he kept that like from like his corpse, and it's a little nod to that movie, you know, and I love that, bro, because that was Michael Keaton was my first Batman, and like I didn't watch the Clooney ones, and I think I have a fond memory, like a vague memory of the Batman Forever.
Actually, I went to Movie World, and I actually have a picture with the Dick Grayson from that movie.
Yeah, right. Really?
Because when I went to Movie World at that time, that was kind of the current Batman.
Yeah.
And so I remember having a picture with that Batman, and then I have a picture with you, actually. I actually have a picture with you, aka Dick Grayson, bro. Dude.
That's crazy, bro. Bro's literally me, for real.
But yeah, that like it was so great to see those little nods to those movies.
Yeah.
One highlight I want to talk about with the Batman was how he was literally acting like Arkham Batman when they went to Serbia, bro.
Oh, like the deep dive and shit. Oh my god, bro, that was fucking sex for my eyes.
Right, that was, and then like him versus the Kryptonian, he's like crawling all over him, like putting the bombs on him and all that.
Yeah, that shit was monumental, dude. Like that was
It was really acting like Arkham Batman though. Like.
It was, dude. Even like, cause like even like flash forward to like the final battle. with like the mini fucking grenades he puts in like the Kryptonian fucking like soldiers and shit. Yeah, and it just fucking, bro, like he's literally like about to like fucking like crush him, and then it just goes, and I was like, bro, that was so cold, bro. Like
it was great.
It was such a cold scene, dude, and it just like it goes to show that like honestly, bro, his Batman never misses. Never misses.
Nah,
bro.
I was gonna say that's what made me think. I was like, fuck, I need to rewatch those movies again, man, because I've really underestimated Micheal Keaton Batman.
Bro, you literally can't touch him. He's like he's the best, bro. Like you literally can't. You cannot genuinely diss, aside from the fact that he kills.
Yeah.
Genuinely cannot fucking diss the Micheal Keaton Batman, bro. Like he is literally the fucking GOAT in my opinion.
And then the scene when the Kryptonian like launches him off and like really like does the damage on him, and then Barry like tries to take off his mask, like, you know, he tries to take off Bruce's mask, and he's like, no, don't. And then Barry's like, we can bring you back, and he goes, no, you already did. I was like, damn, that was another moment. I was like, damn, that really is Batman, because Batman is his true identity.
Definitely, yeah. I think yeah. Oh, dude, I actually remember getting a little bit teary with that whole scene.
Yeah, I did as well, man.
Like, that was... I didn't expect that. I expected him to be in it. I just didn't expect him to, like, you know, just fucking, like, die. You know, that was, like, fucking hell, man. Like, Jesus. But, yeah, no, that was really difficult to take on. But, like, it was... but, like, that whole scene just makes me so fucking grateful about, like, just him as Batman, bro. Because, like... Oh, bro, I'm even getting sad. I'm like you with Henry Cavill, bro. Like, I just can't.
Yeah, I know. That's the great thing about this movie is that we were saying to Matt, like, because Matt was like, oh, it's a good movie, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, but you just don't get it.
Yeah, it's
like, you're not DC fans like me and Matt are. Like, or like me and Liam are, sorry. Like, you just like...
No, I'm not, like, no hate to Matt, but it's just
no
like...
hate to Matt, something... like, he's really on board with DC now, but I was like, dude, you just don't get it.
Yeah, it's like, people regard it as like cringe. People regard it as like, you know, like, how could you have like that sort of attachment to that character? But it's like, you know, these characters teach us like, you know, so many like amazing moral lessons, and, you know, just like they make us want to go out into the world and just be the best versions of ourselves. And it's just like, you know, it was just really hard for me to just see, like, you know, like, I mean, like, Batman's not my favorite DC character, but I can't deny he's like one of the best like characters of fiction, and like, you know, one of the best like, you know, DC heroes of all time. And, you know, he's defined a lot of people's childhood, and honestly, like, mine included, bro. And his Batman meant a lot to me, so to see him like get a last hurrah was just so special, because a lot of people, again, people look at the Micheal Keaton Batman like, oh, he's so goofy and vulnerable and like can easily be bettered. Nah, fam, nah, blood. What do you mean? Like, what are you smoking, bruv?
Talking about seeing like those characters emotional in like your first Batman, seeing Christopher Reeve Superman again for me was like, I remember seeing Toby Maguire for the first time after so many years. That kind of like emotion I felt, like, especially in my chest, like that nostalgia moment, and like crying. I was like, I got that when Reeve came up, because again, Reeve was my first Superman. And again, like you're saying, Reeve just like embodies the character of Superman so well. And seeing it for the second time, actually, I didn't notice that when he actually pops up on screen, they play the dun 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 dun.
They do?
Yeah, they did. Like when he just lands.
I am seeing it tomorrow, so I might have to listen out to that.
Yeah, you have to listen out. But like when he lands, they do play the dun 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 dun, and then that really got me. I was like, damn, like. And talking about the other cameos, something that I absolutely loved was that all of them were fucking Superman.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Aside from like, there was like Adam West Batman like in the corner,
and the Jay Garrick flag.
And then the Jay Garrick
really
flag.
Cool. Yeah,
I was losing my shit, bro. I literally, like, I wasn't even jumping out of my seat. I remember I was like not even in my seat, but I was like hanging on to like the seat in front of me. I was so fucking invested in that whole.
Yeah, that was really cool.
But yeah, no, like seeing, because like the thing about the whole Superman like thing in this movie with the whole transition between universe to universe is we fucking predicted the Nicolas Cage cameo.
Oh yeah, let's just talk
Let's
about that
point
for
that
a
out.
second.
Let's point that out.
Man.
I actually like if we can put a little like flashback.
I will. Yeah, I'll put it in.
Yeah,
the video,
like just us actually saying that. But we actually like came through and predicted that whole like thing. You know, we were just joking, but I mean, we're really joking. We were like, I remember saying like, you know, just like, bro, chuck him in there. Why not? Let him cook. And you know what? They fucking did.
They did let him cook. Now I want a Nicolas Cage Superman movie.
Bro, and you know what? Bro, she was clean. She was clean as fuck, bro.
That was so cold, man.
That was fucking.
So
I'm not gonna like the suit was fucking like dope, bro.
The suit looked crisp, man. It looked really good.
That was fucking. It was sexy as fuck, man. Like it was. Oh, dude. And then like obviously they add in the spider scene, like all they had
the
planned
giant
for
spider.
his,
Yeah, that Warner Brothers loved so much.
Yeah, and they gave to Will Smith for some reason, but it's sure. But yeah, no, it's like because we were discussing this before. But a lot of DC fans who, you know, have like, you know, a lot of people regard the Nicolas Cage with like, oh, like why would they go through that? Like that is such like not fitting. But to see like a glimpse of like what we could have had as DC fans is so fucking cool.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, it would have been great. I mean, I'm gonna say now, maybe in another multiverse movie. I know we were supposed to get a Sylvester Stallone Batman, so maybe Warner Brothers watched the podcast and they watched that episode and went, "Fuck it, let's do it. Let's put Nick Cage in it."
Wait, hang on. Was Sylvester Stallone meant to be Batman at one point?
He was meant to be Batman at one point. He was like, he even tried it on a suit, and they were getting ready for it, but I think it just all fell apart, and Stallone ended up doing another Rambo, I think. So they were just like, leave it. But Stallone was like really keen and on board to doing a Batman movie.
I think he would have been a pretty alright Batman, actually.
I mean, you're looking back at his prime, like when he was younger. I think he would have been a good Batman.
Oh yeah, he would have been a fucking very, very. I mean,
I think he would have had to change the accent. Oh, Batman. Batman.
Because I mean, I love him in like Rocky and Creed. Those are like my favorite movies. Like when I think Sylvester Stallone, I think like those movies. But yeah, like it was just really fun. It was it's like I think it's as much as it lacks Cavill. If you're a Superman fan, you'll fucking love this movie, bro.
I think so. I think this is from me and John. You would love it. If you're a big Superman fan, you would love
coming from the guy wearing the Superman drip. Like,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but even when they started going through the multiverse and they played the original, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Superman.
Bro, you know what? I actually remember watching that with mom when I was a kid, bro. Like, on God,
George Reeves ones, yeah.
No. I not the George Reeves one, but like the animated one, the animated cartoon that I think was.
I have the whole season.
Yeah, I remember watching that shit. So it's like I remember like when I heard that, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
It was monumental, man. Like,
I was happy with that. I was like, look, that's a cool Superman reference. I'll take it.
That's it. Yeah, and then they just had to bring in the goat, and then like another goat, and then like another side goat. You know, it's chill. Like, it's man, like
it was really funny when Reeve was coming down. I said this before we started the episode. I was like, when Reeve was coming down, I was like, are they announcing the new Superman right here?
Yeah,
are they actually doing it? I was like, because he was shadowed, and I was like, oh my god, is this the new Superman? Is this how they're going to do it? And then Reeve looks great. And a lot of people are complaining about the Reeve in that suit. They're saying like it's really they're saying it's like super disrespectful for Christopher Reeve and his life and bringing him back was. And I was like, well, if you look back on it, he actually wanted to be remembered as Superman. He has said in interviews that when he passes, he wants to be remembered as Superman. And I think that cameo, not more of just bringing Christopher Reeve back, but I think it's more of like superhero movies wouldn't be where they are without that movie, without Superman 1 in 78, because I don't think if that would have worked, people would have been so off with superhero movies because they're like, oh, if Superman didn't work, we're not going to do it, it's not going to work. Superman was such a good movie, such an influential movie on superheroes.
Christopher Reeve Superman movies walked, so like the whole fucking genre could run. Like people don't understand, like without those like trilogy of movies, as much as like the third movie, the fourth movie is like
a bit
iffy, right? Yeah. They kind of lost the plot a little bit, but
Superman 1 and 2 are just like
Superman 1 and 2 are fucking amazing. But those movies like paved the way for like that genre to be accepted on the big screen. Like we wouldn't have like, I mean, my room would probably look like very different if not for the Superman movies.
Exactly. I mean,
Let's
you
be
should see my
completely
setup
honest.
here. Liam knows my little shrine in the corner.
Yeah.
In my bedroom. I mean, talking
yeah.
about Superman 78, Kevin Feige came out and said every time we do an origin movie for the MCU, we go back and watch Superman 78 because that is the literal fucking blueprint for superheroes and superhero origin movies.
Absolutely.
So I mean, again, you wouldn't have the MCU, you wouldn't have great origin movies like Iron Man 1, Captain America 1,
That's
Guardians
right,
of the Galaxy without Superman 78. So I think that's what that cameo means.
As much as like characters like Tony Stark and like like Peter Quill, they're not like exactly the Clark Kents of the Marvel, but it's nevertheless like it's definitely like the blueprint as to how like characters in that genre should be introduced, and like the formula and the structure of a good superhero origin story. You know, like
exactly. I mean, I do have my own little Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, true.
Superman,
Very nice.
From Superman 1.
The cowlick. I've sort of got a cowlick going on.
Oh yeah, you kind of do have your little.
Yeah, I do have a cowlick going on.
Thing going on. But yeah, I thought the cameos were great.
Yeah, definitely.
Look, as much as I loved them all being Superman, I would have liked a bit more. I would have liked maybe Grant Gustin. Maybe would have been really fucking cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. Jay Garrick, though, that was
to other Batmans. And other DC, like maybe reference like, I don't know, Teen Titans, or reference,
That's it, yeah.
Smallville, or the CW verse in general, like Arrow or Superman and Lois.
Because they kind of did a similar thing to sort of similar, but in the most recent not Teen Titans, Titans series, when Beast Boy enters the multiverse and he just has a glimpse into, he sees Grant Gustin's Flash, he sees like Shazam, he sees like Grant Morrison for some reason. And he sees like the Teen Titans Go Beast Boy for some reason. But yeah, no, I thought it was gonna be like very similar to, and it was. Yeah. But it's under like different circumstances. It's a whole like Speed Force thing. But like, yeah, I thought it was just like very cool that we got like very like a glimpse into like almost like the history of DC, because it like I said, it's definitely a Flash movie, but it's also a film about the celebration of DC, I feel.
Oh, for sure. Which again, I think that's what that Christopher Reeve cameo means more than anything.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the celebration of DC and Warner Brothers.
Definitely, yeah.
Something that I do really like about the multiverse, about this entire movie in general, was there wasn't really an antagonist.
Not really, no.
It was really just about the consequences of the multiverse and Flash's, as much as he wants to go back to save his mum, he can't. That's just canon event.
It's canon. Chill, like it's not trauma. It's
canon event,
like,
man.
That's kind of valid, though. That's for real.
But I really liked how it was somewhat a different take on the multiverse, because I think every other multiverse movie has kind of had like a big antagonist. No Way Home, it was the Sinister Five was the antagonist for that one. It was the Sinister Five, wasn't it? There was 5 of them.
Sorry, no one's ever said that before. It's funny as fuck.
But that's what it was, though, wasn't it?
Nah, it was like it was
6?
Lizard,
Lizard,
Doc Ock,
Goblin,
Sandman, Goblin, and Electro. Yeah, 5.
Yes, the Sinister Five.
Yeah, true.
Obviously, Multiverse of Madness, Wanda, Across the Spider-Verse, The Spot. So
Great
I really
film,
like. Great, top tier villain.
Yeah,
maybe you should go check out our other video. And
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, click the link right here.
But I really like how there was no antagonist in this movie. How Dark Flash was just like the future version of that other Barry, which was really cool. I did expect him to be Edward Thorne. That's for another time.
Because like he looked blonde, like in the
underneath.
I was like, maybe, but he sounded way too much like Ezra. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I was like, I felt like Ezra at the end of the movie, like with George. Sorry.
I've already spoiled it anyway.
Wait, yeah, true.
Reference Reeve,
but the whole like, who the fuck are you? Like that was me with like the Dark Flash. I was like, who the fuck are you? Like,
who the fuck are you?
But yeah, I was fully expecting some Reverse Flash, man, because again, this movie is based, even Zoom, but this movie is like is literally based on like my favorite like Flash and almost DC comic, Flashpoint. And there's a lot of elements from Flashpoint, obviously, like with the whole like finding the drained Kryptonian who you know has been trapped by the government and hasn't been exposed to the sunlight.
The electric chair.
Yeah, like the electric chair, definitely. Yeah. The electric chair was probably the most accurate from Flashpoint.
It definitely was.
Aside from it was cool though because when the systems get fried, we actually have Kara, which is honestly I think it's really cool. I don't care if it's not the most accurate Flashpoint, but the fact she flies him fucking into fucking the sky.
Yeah,
that is honestly
great scene.
Great one of my favorite fucking scenes, bro. That was fire, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, that was awesome. Talking about the Flashpoint comic accuracy, I did really think we would get a much more of a Flashpoint ending where he resets the timeline.
Yeah,
but he didn't.
Well, he did. Well,
it wasn't really crystal clear, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was up for interpretation, which really shouldn't be how that goes.
I mean, for us comic book fans. I mean, you've read the comic. I haven't read the comic. I watched the movie though, the animated movie.
The movie is literally the fucking comic, bro. It's so accurate,
And so at the end of that, us nerds kind of knew what that meant, but to the average viewer, they're just gonna go what the fuck does that mean now? What? Yeah, so it left it really confusing. And then we were what the fuck is going on? George Clooney.
Yeah.
What is going on with George?
So
Clooney?
Look, first of all. Again, it's a DC movie about celebration. Okay, you know what? I'm not even mad. We got some George Clooney. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Bring the nipples back. I want the nipples.
Applause. You know what? Bring the back credit card back, bro. That shit was fire.
Back credit card.
But dude, honestly, I'm not even mad. I thought it was really fucking cool that he got just some acknowledgement as that character because everyone fucking hates him. Well, not everyone, but. It was the thing is DC fans were confused. I can't even imagine how people who just don't know DC came out and what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, why is George Clooney? Because they're gonna see him as Batman. It's why is there another Batman now? Wasn't there a different Batman at the start of the movie? Now there's this one.
Yeah, it's bro, all over the yard with Batman in this movie, bro. Honestly, it's literally Batman No Way Home.
It's a Batman No Way Home.
It's Batman No Way Home, bro. There's 3 Batman.
There's 4 if you want to count Adam West.
Oh, that's kind of valid though. Yeah, true. But it's just it's not the ending is not really clear to me.
Yeah.
To me, at face value, I take it as okay, that's just the last we're gonna get of the DCU, and that's I don't know, because I can't imagine. I'm sorry, and no hate to George Clooney. I think he's an incredible actress. Actor.
Incredible actress.
I think it's because he's in my mom's favorite fucking he was in Fantasy Island, I think. Wait, no, it's a different actor. But he's in a lot of my mom's favorite films, and he's amazing. We all know this. But he's not really regarded as the best Batman, and I'll be honest,
as the worst.
He's regarded as the worst.
Him or Val Kilmer, 2 of the worst.
I can't really honestly, I don't think. Call me bold, but I don't really think there's a demand for him to play Batman.
I don't think anybody asked for him to come back.
The thing is, no one asked for that. But look, it was great to see him, but no one asked for that, and I really doubt that he's gonna be the new DCU Batman, bro. I'm sorry, that's no way, bro. Listen, they could do a complete 180. They could completely fix his Batman, but that'd be the best case scenario, bro. I'm telling you, George Clooney is not the new Batman, bro. Sorry.
I saw a tweet today, and James Gunn retweeted this tweet of someone explaining the ending of the film. And it basically means that the universe Barry goes back to is the DCEU, but then that's it. That it's just going to be left like that.
Yeah, that's
everything now on is the DCU. So so Barry did save the timeline, and it's just fucking it's just that. So technically, Henry Cavill is still Superman. Technically, Gal Gadot is still Wonder Woman. Yeah, it's just we're going into a different timeline now.
Just in a separate timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually that's actually an interesting way to look at it. It's kind of sad considering that Barry is now stuck in an alternate timeline and can't go back home. But that's chill, whatever.
And to be fair, it is kind of they could really do if that is the intentional ending. You could really just do whatever the fuck you want. So they probably went, fuck it, let's just make George Clooney Batman. Fuck it, let's just do it. You know what I mean?
Not? Why not? Like,
it's the end, so you just might as well. Just fuck it. Just George Clooney's Batman. You know, who cares? We're getting a new one anyway. So
I would love to be like a fly on the wall when they made the decision. Fuck it, like just chuck George Clooney in there, bro. Like, I don't care. Like,
I don't care. Just put him in the movie, man.
Put him in the movie, bro. We've already got like Nicolas Cage Superman. Like,
yeah, like who cares?
I'm telling you,
Just
bro.
put him in the movie.
Let George cook, bro. Let
George Clooney cook, man. Give us a Batman and Robin 2.
You know what? I would fucking watch the shit out of that for real. Because I love Dick. Like, it's crazy.
It is funny you do say, because there was an interview with Jensen Ackles talking about upcoming Batman, and someone asked him like, would you do Batman? And he's like, yeah, I would do Batman. And then he goes, you watch Pedro Pascal get it?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, you probably.
I mean,
Pedro being okay Batman, but like Pedro's like the hottest actor on the market right now.
He can do it. He can definitely do it. But it's just, I don't know, Jensen. I know the thing is, like, I don't. As much as I want them to cast Jensen Ackles, they want a younger Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So.
But I was talking to my friend about this, and we were talking about like Jensen Ackles Batman, and then because I said this to you, I said Damien's supposed to be a bit older, right? He's supposed to be 10, 12.
Yeah.
Right? But then I was thinking, but if they're going to do the Bat family, Dick's supposed to be what, in his early 20s? Mid 20s?
He would be, yeah, he'd be a lot my age.
So how old is Bruce going to be then? Bruce has to be, what, in his 30s? Late 30s, wouldn't he be?
How old was Jensen Ackles? One sec.
I think Jensen Ackles is in his mid 30s.
He would be, right?
I think so. Because I was thinking, like, because Dick can't be like 18, because, like, you know, Dick has to be like between 20 to 25. He has to be between that.
No, I reckon he, like you know, like in the DC, he's probably dead. Let's be honest. Like,
oh, Zack Snyder goes, he's actually dead.
Picture them saying that.
They're in the writer's room. James Gunn's going, oh, so then Dick says this, and then Zack Snyder just bursts him. He's actually dead.
Like, dude, nah, bro. Imagine me walking in, but like, yeah, bro. I literally, like, I'm so passionate about, like, you know, Dick Grayson's character. Like, I love him so much. Like, he's generally the reason I get up in the morning. Like, I can't wait to see an actual, like, live action movie about, like, him getting some, like, appreciation. So yeah, like, he's fucking dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's like,
yeah,
he's dead. Fuck you. I mean, was that you in the DCU, Batman vs Superman? You were like, oh man, we're gonna get a reference to Dick and all that. And Dick's like, he's dead. Dick Grayson is Red Hood confirmed.
Oh, dude. Okay, I didn't kill myself.
Dick Grayson is Red Hood confirmed. Could you imagine? You know what? Because Dick Grayson's such a nice guy. He'd be like, Bruce, how could you keep this man alive? Oh, sorry.
Nah, bro, Blue Hood.
Blue Hood, dude.
Bro, no, Bloodhaven, Blood Hood. Oh, I can't get hard. I was sorry. Oh, I was gonna say it. Jensen Ackles is 45 years old currently. So
damn, he looks fucking good for 45.
But yeah, he looks good for 45, right? So he could probably pull it off still. I think
he could pull off late 30s.
Yeah,
easily.
definitely.
I mean, like Cavill's 39. He could pull off fucking mid 20s, dude.
Yeah, honestly, facts. I mean, it's.
But James Gunn's like, no.
Bro, and you know what? I feel like you're always gonna be like mad about that. Let's be real.
Look, I'm super excited for Superman Legacy. I cannot wait. I'm gonna bawl my eyes out about 7 times in that movie. I will never forgive James Gunn for what he's done to Henry Cavill.
I remember the day it happened too. I remember seeing your TikToks and shit about it. I remember like seeing your Instagram about it. I remember like it just like it ruined your day.
It really did. I was like, because after Black Adam, I was all like, you know, I had to skip one step. I was like, yeah, Henry Cavill's back. We're getting an Henry Cavill movie. And then when I remember reading that paragraph. He goes, I've just got back from a meeting with James Gunn. So I'm like, oh, he's going to announce a movie 2024 or like, you know, all that. And then he's like, I'm no longer going to be playing Superman. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I was like typical Monday. Yeah, we're making Man of Steel 2 Friday. Yeah, no, fuck that. Like,
yeah, fuck that shit, man. But I feel so bad for the bloke because he was like, he made that post on Instagram and he seemed so passionate to. Yeah. He goes, I'm back to Superman, like, you know, all this, and then he's like, I'm actually no longer Superman. Like literally 2 weeks later, he's like, I'm no longer Superman.
I can't, bro. I'm sorry, I'm not professional. Ah.
I don't know why I find that so funny.
The fucking eyebrows. That's a knee slap, bro. That's a knee slap.
I don't know why I find that so funny.
Yeah. Holy shit, bro.
I don't know why I find that so funny, man.
Okay. Woo.
Let's get back talking about this fucking movie, shall we?
Let's talk about some more Cavill. And the lack of Cavill in this movie.
I'm gonna have to edit all this out.
Let's talk about one
back
of James
to the
Gunn's
movie,
creative
shall we?
decisions from Superman. Holy shit! Let's actually, take
I'll edit all this out. Don't worry.
But you know what, mate? Release a video.
I will.
Oh, fuck. Why are we laughing about that?
I don't know why I find that so funny. That's the most depressing day of my fucking life. I fucking hated that, man. I put my foot through the wall.
Oh, bro, it's just like the switch of the switch up of like the whole week. Monday is like, yeah, bro, Man of Steel 2 were coming through. Like Friday, so like scratch that, fuck off, like
fuck that shit, man. Fuck that pussy shit, man.
Oh yeah, again, bro. Because I remember what happened too. I was like, because look, I love Superman. I genuinely do. But like compared to you, it's like I know how much that version of Superman meant to you. So it's like
everything, man. Everything.
I was bummed out, but it's like when that happened for you, that was like, it was almost like losing like someone close to you, kind of.
It did feel like it really did feel like it did, like feeling someone, and that's what I mean. Like, I think like seeing Black Adam was great, and I think even if he didn't, even if I knew he wasn't going to come back to the role, it would have been great to see him in this movie. I think just one last send off would have been just fantastic. Would have been great. But I do. Let's get back on track. I do want to talk about, because something that's really frustrating me that has been all over the internet so far is the CGI in this movie.
Okay, yeah, the CGI. Okay,
like
I'll be completely
just don't like shitting on it for no reason.
I'll be completely honest. That opening scene with like the babies and shit. That's look.
That's the goofiest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
The baby in the microwave.
Bro,
that's Ezra Miller, bro. That's
bro,
classic Ezra Miller right there,
bro. I
bro.
was hoping he fucking turns it on. Matt,
Oh, bro.
Matt turns it.
Oh my god.
Bro, I don't know why, but Matt.
Like just the edits and shit on TikTok, bro. Oh my god.
Bro, Matt turned to me like I was watching it. I was laughing, and Matt turns to me and goes, "Matt, like he goes, imagine if you turned it on."
Bro, I didn't know Ezra Miller,
Baby,
man.
he was so fucking goofy, dude.
Was this shot in Hawaii, bro? I swear to God. Oh, yeah. Honestly, look. It's not like, listen, I'll say it before we even start the podcast, bro. It's not like it's like, you know, typical. Like you look at CGI that used to like fucking like Spy Kids, like.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, She-Hulk looked horrible.
Bro, yeah, that's what you were saying before. Like, it's generally, it looks better than She-Hulk. I'll be completely honest with you, man. But yeah, it was a weird opening with like the whole like fucking like thing of babies, and then like there's a woman crying. It's like whatever. It's really out of pocket. But yeah, I don't know. It looks a little goofy, but like it's not like, you know, that it like, you know, was the worst part of the film. You know, it was okay. Like,
yeah,
I wasn't crazy.
I was
about
worried watching that scene. I was like, is this movie really like? Because I remember like a few, like the day of seeing it, there were some early reviews, and like, because we got those early reviews, and they were all like, this is the best comic book movie of all time. This movie's like the best DC movie. So we were like, damn, I'm really hyped, and the trailers looked unbelievable.
They did. Oh god!
I remember a few early reviews before going in, and people were like, "This is horrible. It's bad."
They were really mixed on it. Yeah.
And then I watching that opening scene, I was like, "Oh fuck, is this movie gonna be that bad?" Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm honestly, me personally, I'm glad I was wrong because I really came out. Honestly, straight up. I gave The Flash an 8 out of 10. Solid.
Yeah, I'm the same. I give it an 8 out of 10 for sure.
I think there's a lot to enjoy about this film. But yeah, I don't think like the opening scene. I thought it did feel like very it felt like a nostalgic, like in terms of like what we've seen before and like the animated stuff. Like I mean, we were just comparing it to like the old Justice League cartoons.
Yeah, unlimited.
But it's very I just thought with the it was just with inclusion of like how many characters are in it and like just the themes of the movie, the messages of the movie, and just like the general vibe, even the opening scene, it just feels very like lighthearted DC, and it's we haven't really seen that in a while in a DC movie. I mean,
no, we haven't. I don't think we've seen that in any recent DC movie. That
not really, no
chemistry within the team. I mean, the Suicide Squad technically, but not that type of like the Justice League chemistry we know. Yeah,
that's it. But I think I just want to point out because we went to go see it from Matt, and I think we were all really hoping for some Thorn. But there was a really big lack of Reverse Flash in this movie.
Yeah, that was the end credit scene. We were really holding out for the end.
We were really holding out. I mean, like, because we set the bar. We had to like handle our expectations. And honestly, we set the bar pretty high, but like
very high. I think,
we wanted to see Anthony Starr. Like, I mean,
not even Anthony Starr, just like anyone as Reverse Flash.
Pretty much, but like that was like for me, like when I think of like Reverse. I didn't mind the CW show, as much as it was hit or miss as it was.
Yeah.
But I definitely think like just to have him like included in that story would have been like just like superb to me. I think like because he's like one of my favorite DC villains. I'll be completely honest with you.
I think he's in everyone's top 5 DC villains. Like he can't not be in your top 5.
I put him on top of. I put Reverse Flash on top of Zod, who we'll talk about later. But
Zod, yeah.
Which is like as much as like you're a Superman fan, and I don't want to like tread in your step, but Reverse Flash is like he's literally a goated villain, like in fiction. For sure. In fiction. And it was just
the
really
hatred he has for Barry for like no reason at all.
I think the whole thing behind Reverse Flash is the whole like don't meet your heroes, and I just find that really, really. It's almost like you can sort of compare it to what's his name? Incredibles. Syndrome.
That's it. Yeah. It was Incrediboy.
Incrediboy, that's the one.
Yeah.
But I think that dynamic for a villain and that idea for a villain.
It's not really explored very often, isn't it? It's not really a very
not really character. Actually. No, it's not really a very common trope in cinema
Reverse Flash works so well.
Definitely. We just mentioned Zod before.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to hand that to you because like Man of Steel was your whole personality, and I want to know how you felt like going in and coming out of seeing him come back because that was a really big deal for you.
I thought it was cool to see Zod again. I absolutely love Zod in Man of Steel. I do absolutely love how they made Ezra a part of that movie. How in the Man of Steel, Ezra was there. Barry was there. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
And Barry's like, I remember when Zod first came to Earth.
Yeah, he's got that suit, which is like, something.
The prototype suit.
The prototype. That's definitely a suit.
It's definitely a suit for sure.
Oh my god.
But I really like how they incorporated that movie a bit. But again, I saw someone like because he's not really a big part of the movie. I think someone described him as just an obstacle for the protagonist to overcome. He's not the antagonist. He's just there to interfere with trying to reset the timeline. But I thought it was cool. I thought Zod was a very good villain, a very underrated villain.
I think so.
I think in all of superhero movies, I was cool, happy to see. I just don't think I think that style of Zod doesn't execute well in the type of cinematography that they did. I think what Snyder did with that character and those aesthetics for Zod worked so well for Snyder.
Yeah, definitely.
It just didn't come across very well in this movie.
I think because Zod was like a one-time thing back in Man of Steel, and one thing I hate in the general superhero genre is when they kill off such a great villain in one movie. And like
Ultron.
That I was literally about to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I feel like Zod was so like I get like it's it's crucial for like him learning not to take a life and whatever. But still, it's like he's such a like great villain, and it's just like, and he's such an important aspect of Clark Kent's story.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that they because of the multiverse they're allowed to they got a free ticket to bring him back, and I was like, that's great. And he did a really strong performance. I thought he was like I don't want to say as he was pretty good in Man of Steel. I think he's not. I mean, he's much more of a crucial part of that movie than The Flash, but I think his performance in The Flash was like very superb. It wasn't a different tone. It was more or less the same. And
it was like the exact same as what we saw in Man of Steel, which I thought was great. It was no like they didn't take a different take on that version of Zod. It was like exactly what and it's really cool because Michael Shannon, the actor who plays Zod, when they approached him, they said, "We want you to do Zod." He said, "I'm not doing it unless Zack Snyder wants me to." Yeah. So he phoned Zack Snyder and they said, "Look, they want me to come back as Zod," and Snyder's like, "Do it. It'll be fun." So I thought that was really cool that he kind of went to Snyder and was like, "Yeah, look, I don't want to do this without your approval."
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool, but again, I don't think there's too much to say about it because, again, he was just more of an obstacle in the movie.
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, I thought it was cool that they bring him back, but I think it just didn't execute very well because Snyder made that style for him.
Yeah.
And it only works for Snyder and his photography and his directing.
That's actually a really good point that you bring up. Now that you mention that, yeah, because like the Flash movie is definitely not a Snyder film.
No, it's far from it.
As great as it is, it's not like it's not really similar to any like character like beats as that Snyder would write. But those fight scenes though with Kara, that was
they were great.
They were off the hook.
Awesome, yeah, that was a great fight scene.
That was definitely like in terms of fight scenes, that was like the whole the Micheal Keaton like when they were busting in to save Kara and the Batman scenes like those whole fight scenes and the Kara versus Zod, that was like the best fight scenes in a DC movie I've seen in a while, bro.
Oh, for sure. Actually, probably the last time I saw it, and I know it's not really viewed as a very good movie, but I thought Black Adam had some really, really cool fight scenes.
Absolutely.
I thought Black Adam was really cool.
I think Black Adam gets way too much hate, I'll be completely honest.
I think it does. I think Black Adam's a good film. I can't watch it again because of a certain post-credit scene. So I probably won't watch that movie again for a long time.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the fight scenes in this movie were great.
Yeah, they were.
I thought something that I love with Ben Affleck, going back to Ben Affleck Batman, was when he has Falcone's son by the throat. And the guy just like stares in the car and he's just like, no. And just like jumps out of the car. I thought that was awesome.
That was fucking great, dude, honestly. But yeah, like, cause I think they had a drawing comic that I just never got around to reading, but but as a standalone film, I mean, it's marvelous, bro. I mean, I really can't talk. I can critique a little bit about it, sure. But I think it's just.
I think the good outweighs the bad for sure.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. The good 100% outweighs the bad. And what's bad is, like, I guess in the long term, doesn't really matter. It's just like we're confused. That's it. But like,
yeah,
I think once DC, because again, like obviously the future's looking like very bright, which is surprising because it's DC.
Yeah. But it's good to finally have like a direction now.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the Flash definitely like is the movie to like put that like the first like the Flash plants the seed, I feel. And
I don't think we'll get a very clear answer until Superman Legacy comes out.
Definitely.
I think that movie's going to be the first. Will be our answer to what's happened to the DC EU.
Yeah.
Because this is the DCU now.
Yeah.
So Superman Legacy, will be our first kind of, because that's really sad. Actually, I was thinking about that. I was like, because we have Blue Beetle soon. I think, is that this year or next year? Blue Beetle.
That's this year. Yeah.
So I think that's late this year then, Blue Beetle. Yeah. But I think we're not going to get another DC movie until Superman Legacy, which really sucks because, I mean, look, I'm more than happy to wait the time for a new DC universe, and especially for a movie like Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
But it just sucks we won't get any DC movies for a long time.
Yeah. But you know what? You know why that is?
Why is that?
It's because they're cooking, bro, and they're cooking.
They're cooking. Let James Gunn cook, dude.
Yeah. I heard someone, because I was like checking my Instagram like reels recently, and I remember seeing this video of some fella saying how James Gunn writes the same character for each movies, and like, you know, how every character he writes has daddy issues, and like, because like he's done Peacemaker that had a whole thing with similar dynamic, and then there was Peter Quill, but again, like, you know, Guardians 3, you know, it didn't really have like he can write other tropes, and he does it remarkably well. And I think for a Superman movie, I think honestly, I don't know why people are so like why that comment was made, because I think
that comment's really dumb, because did that guy just completely forget about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and the whole theme of that movie?
Yeah.
About, even though he didn't meet his real dad, Yondu was really his kind of father the whole time.
Essentially, yeah.
And that was so emotional, that scene when they're flying into space. And, you know, he's like, he might have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
He might have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy.
But
is he cool? Hell yeah, he's cool.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I love that whole scene.
That's what, and I think, this movie, like, James Gunn has come out and said, like, Superman is his favorite character of all time. And if you see him on Twitter, like, he is so passionate about this character.
He is, yeah. I mean, I'm not really a Twitter person, but everything you tell me, I'm fucking convinced. You know, like
he's always tweeting something about Superman, like always something to do with Superman. And to get us a little bit excited, someone did comment on Instagram, one of his Instagram posts, and they asked, "Are you close to finding Superman?" And he said, "Very close." Definitely, so they're probably down to the last 2 or 3 people, and I think apparently what I read is next week it was this week they're making their final decision, and next week they'll show the test footage to Warner Brothers about who he wants as Superman, and then that is when the decision will be made.
So who do you feel is the best like runner-up? Because I forget his name, but I know his
David
face.
Cornsett.
Yeah,
I think I want him to be Superman.
I want him to be Superman too. He's fucking perfect in my opinion. I don't think like there's someone else who can fucking come close to resemble. He's like a young Cavill in the face.
But a lot of people said he looks like a mix of Henry Cavill and Tom Welling, which I can very see now. Tom Welling, who plays Clark Kent in Smallville. I was like, damn,
Tom Welling,
yes. Yeah, I was like, damn, I can really see that.
Yeah, I think so actually. Yeah, because like Tom Welling's got that like he's got
Tom
really
Welling back in Smallville era. Yeah,
he's got a really defined jawline. You know,
and so does Cavill does as well. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess he's got very similar like facial features to the both. Like really looking at it, but I just love the fact that we're getting. This is meant to be a Flash review, but we're getting a traditional Superman take from James. I
think maybe another episode will be a Superman Legacy episode for sure.
Oh fucking oath.
For sure, definitely. I think we'll definitely have to do a Superman Legacy episode. But I would really love to see David Cornsett.
Oh, definitely.
As Clark Kent. I think he's the only person that I would want as Superman other than Cavill.
I've seen like all the edits and stuff, man. I've seen like all on social media. I've seen like all these like fake like these fan made posters. I'm like, honestly, I don't think you can get anyone better on the market right now.
No.
I mean, he's the perfect age and he's the perfect face. Like, I'm sorry, that's Clark Kent right there, bro.
And but saying that, it's like, yeah, it's great, but then I really trust James Gunn, because at the end of the day, what's more important to Superman is not the looks, but the character of the personality and the humanity that Clark has. And so even if David Cornsett might have all the looks and all that, but he might in the audition he might not have that same humanity. I don't think I've seen a lot of interviews with him, and I think he has that humanity of Clark. So I think he would be great. But again, if James Gunn doesn't pick him, I'm not going to be disappointed, because I really do trust James Gunn with this movie.
I think
casting
James Gunn,
choices.
I think James Gunn is like really because again, like you say, like he's his, like I think so. Superman's his favorite DC character, right?
It's his favorite character. He's come out and said it's his favorite character ever.
I think if you hold a character like that, up like so high, we want to cherish it. Like he want to actually make sure that we're eating good. And honestly, with Guardian 3, bro, we already are eating good, bro. Like
exactly.
I think we're like James Gunn's in this for like the long run, man. And I think after the Flash, I think like the quality of DC movies are going to be monumental. I think the Flash just scratches the surface. I feel like the Flash was definitely great. The Flash was a really not exactly a world building, more like a world crushing movie.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually.
It's and then. But I think we have Aquaman 2, which is really just in the air. I don't know what's going on with that. But
I won't see it purely because of Amber Heard. I think it's a disgrace.
She's still in it?
Yeah, she's still in it. I think it's a disgrace what Warner Brothers did. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm not going to go see that movie based on that.
Yeah, honestly, fair enough, bro. I mean, like, they haven't even released any trailers for it yet, right?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not even gonna watch the trailers, bro. To be honest.
No, I'm not either, because I just everyone knows what happened with that situation. I'm not gonna pay money to go see it.
I will say though, that new animated series of Aquaman they released, it's like a really comical take, and like I don't know what it's called, but it's like I think it's on Stan.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
You heard about it? It's like regular show, but like fucking Aquaman. It's funny as fuck, dude. I love it.
Speaking of animated movies, did you see the trailer for My Adventures with Superman? The news.
Yeah, it's an anime, right?
It's an anime. It's an anime Superman anime with Jack Quaid, who plays Huey in The Boys, is voicing Clark Kent, which is awesome. I'm really hyped.
Solid
the
pick,
looks
dude.
So good.
Solid pick. I mean, like for a voice, yeah, he could definitely.
I mean, he has the quirkiness in Huey in The Boys.
Definitely,
he has that awkwardness and kind of like clumsiness of Clark.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was like, damn, I'm really excited for it. And it's really cool because obviously, like, I'm getting into anime myself. I think anime, you can really go above and beyond with the animation.
I mean, you sort of bought a, like, $300 Goku wig.
I may or may not brought a 300 Goku wig. Hey, it's me, Goku!
Hey, it's me, Goku!
Which I'm super excited about. It should be coming soon.
Yeah, I cosplay Avatar, right? I don't know if I can... It's not an anime, I know.
I would say it is technically.
A lot of people wouldn't say it is. I think it's.
I know it's Nickelodeon, but it has that anime style.
It's definitely like inspired by anime, but like people typically like don't regard it as a mainstream anime. That like it's anime inspired, but like it's an animated series, I guess.
For sure. But yeah, My Adventures with Superman looks awesome.
I'll watch that. That looks sick.
I'm for sure really on board with that. The suit looks great.
The suit's like black and stuff, right? It's like the classic.
It's a classic logo.
Yeah.
Colors, but the design of the logo is very similar to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Very nice.
Which looks cool.
It does.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the future with DC. I think this was such a great finale to the DCEU, and
it was, yeah,
a real nice send off to Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot, and in a way Henry Cavill.
Definitely in a way, yeah.
Ezra Miller, I thought, look, it's a shame what he's done. I thought he was really good in this movie. But again, it's a bit too late. But again,
damage is already done.
Damage is already done. But I thought it was great. I think, I don't know. I think for the casual viewers, I don't think this movie will be very good to casual viewers who don't really know kind of the lore behind DC Comics or.
It's definitely a movie for nerds.
Especially DC fans, if you're a big
massive DC fans, like not a lot of people are gonna go into this movie like knowing like it won't make sense to like a random
like the Nick Cage stuff. It won't make sense.
Yeah.
To them. Even some of the Michael Keaton references won't make sense.
Yeah, like the whole like Let's Get Us thing, they're gonna be like, what?
Yeah, for those who haven't, I mean, I think for those,
which is a great line.
I think for those who grew up with those movies will love it, but I think the casual viewers now who have kind of lived with the MCU will kind of watch this movie and go, this movie sucks, which I get it, but I'm going to cherish this movie for a long time, and I can't wait to when we get this movie on DVD to sit down and binge the DCEU.
Oh, like fully.
Start it with Man of Steel and end it with Flash. I think it'll be great.
Yeah, I actually might do the same now that you say that. But yeah, honestly, I didn't come out. Like, there's some aspects of the story that I don't feel add up, and I feel there was a big missed opportunity with Reverse Flash. But honestly, aside from that, this movie's fucking good, man.
Yeah,
this is a good movie.
Good movie.
It's a very, very good comic book film. Do I think it's the best comic book movie?
Oh no, it doesn't even hit my top 10.
Definitely,
and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it doesn't even hit my top 10. But it, as a standalone like comic book movie, like, you literally can't fault it. It's brilliant. It's the acting superb. The characterization's pretty cool. Like, the action scenes are pretty dope. Micheal Keaton is very standout. And it's a celebration of DC. That's what I feel it is. And I enjoyed every bit of it. I enjoyed
every minute. Yeah, every minute of it I did as well.
So such a good film. I give it an 8 out of 10 personally.
Same,
and
8 out of 10 for The Flash.
It's got more rewatchability than like
a lot of movies. I think it's got a much. I would say it's got more rewatchability than the Snyder Cut, but I'm only saying that because Snyder Cut's 4 hours long.
It's got more rewatchability than like Thor: Love and Thunder. It's got more
rewatchability than all of Phase 4, but No Way Home.
Yeah, that's
No Way Home. I love that movie so much.
Honestly, like, it's got more rewatchability than like Black Widow and like a lot of
Eternals, Love and Thunder.
Oh, actually, Eternals I feel is a little bit rewatchable. I don't actually mind Eternals.
I gotta sit down and watch that again, but I think it's definitely more rewatchable than fucking Ant-Man Quantumania.
Oh my fucking god! I only needed to see that once.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I didn't even see that movie. You know what I mean? It's like, I wish I didn't even see that movie.
That's fair, bro.
But I think the real problem is that the audience, like the reviews online, and a lot of the people online, the community online,
a lot of people are mixed, yeah.
And I think the main problem is like CGI is bad, don't go see it. And it's like, when was the last time we judged a movie based on its CGI? We judged a movie based off its story, its performances. MODOK, exactly. All that dog shit. Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that's it.
Floating Head. Floating Head and Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh my god, I remember that too. That's
shit.
So long ago now. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think it was a great movie.
Very
good movie. Go see.
Yeah, definitely go see. I'd recommend this movie to like any DC enthusiast. Like, I know, it's really good.
I think we will jump onto Comics Corner now.
We will. So I have a little bit of. Can I start off?
Yeah. Of course, you can start off. Yeah.
I'm gonna start off because it's a little bit like underwhelming. I will say, because I've been reading a lot of. I've been getting to the Spider-Man swing of things. Haha. But I recently read like this individual issue that I picked up at Melbourne Comic Con, which I thought was really interesting because I'm a really big fan of the Clone Saga, and I found
for the Republic.
Okay, yeah, true. I'm literally Rex. Like, he's literally me for real. So I have a few, but I picked up this almost, it's a what if standalone story, but it's what if Spider-Man's clone lived? And I read it fully, and it's pretty good actually. Like, it's really
is that the Ben Reilly clone? Is that Ben Reilly?
It's I think it's pre Ben Reilly, definitely.
Oh, okay, yep.
What I think is really cool about this book is it's only a standalone what if, but it's the sort of the idea between the two Spider-Men that at the end of the story they actually think about, hey, like, how about you be Spider-Man on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll be Spider-Man on like Monday and Wednesday, so you can like chill. Like, it's funny as fuck, man. But it's really actually interesting because I'm a really big fan of like the Spider-Man lore, and really big fan of like just the Clone Saga and Spider-Man, Sumi. This is a really very interesting like just book to read. Like, it's not like setting up any future stories, but as a standalone like just individual issue, I think it's like it's actually a riot. I think it's fun. I think and what if books in general are just fucking
especially
brilliant.
Those old ones. I've read a few of them, and they're really fun. They're really fun and different, and
it always seems to be like the Spider-Man what if books that I typically like, because one of my other favorites is what if Flash Thompson became Spider-Man, which is also a very, very good read for any Marvel fans. It's really interesting. I don't know if you've read it yet, but
I haven't read it yet. No, I haven't read much of the Spider-Man ones. I've read a Daredevil one where what if Daredevil was a member of Shield.
Yeah.
So that was a really interesting one. There is a new what if one, wasn't there? That came out I think a few years ago where if Aunt May died or some shit like that, and he gets the symbiote suit.
I mean that what if Miles Morales was 4?
Yeah.
Remember that? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was whack.
Yeah, that was like a whole spin-off series of like Miles Morales becoming like other Marvel characters. It was fucking strange.
Oh, that was written. Miles Morales becomes Captain America. Miles Morales becomes Wolverine. Yeah,
it's fucking clutch. But yeah, it's I'll just give it up one more time again. But it's came out September 11th, I think.
September 11th,
assuming 68. And it's got the little approved by Comics Code thing.
Oh, the Comics Code of Authority. That's great.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, this is very, very good. But it's old, it's vintage, it's just fun. It's a fun little issue. I think any Spider-Man fan would love it, to be honest. But yeah, I will hand it over to Toby because he's probably got more interesting reads at hand. But that's where I'm at with comics right now.
I think something really interesting with that is what I'm doing at the moment as well. It's not this book in particular, but I will do soon, is those kind of like Golden Age stories are just really fun and goofy. And I know Spider-Man's like that, and I know Superman's really goofy and wild, and some of the shit he does is great. But I think it's great because I think a lot of comics now try to take themselves too seriously. So it's always nice to go back and read those comics like the Stan Lee, Jack Kirby era. And just read just wacky, goofy comics like Superman sneezing and destroying an whole galaxy. There's just those goofy things is great. My book of the week was something I didn't even hear of and came out a few years ago. It was a book called Justice, by Jim Kruger and Jim Kruger and. Sorry,
is that Alex Ross? That looks like
Alex Ross draws the book.
Yeah, nice, dude.
So he does all the interior work inside the book, so he draws everything.
It's a hardcover too.
Yeah, it's a deluxe edition, so it has
very nice
whole massive back of all of his sketches and all that. I saw this book and I was like, Alex Ross, need it. Like any DC fan sees Alex Ross, or even Marvel fan who does a lot of Alex Ross.
Yeah, he does a really good.
You have to buy Alex Ross stuff.
Definitely, dude. He does a lot of great stuff for Marvel and DC. Crazy.
But the book's about so this is set in prime DC, so the Legion of Doom is still a thing, and the Justice League are at their peak, right? And so the Legion of Doom have this nightmare all the time where the world comes to an end and nobody can save anybody. Like Superman flies off into space and looks at the world and he goes the world's just collapsing. And so the Legion of Doom have this nightmare, and then they think it's a reality that this is actually going to happen. So what they do, they end up finding about all the secret identities of the superheroes. So they find out that Superman's Clark Kent. They find out Batman's Bruce Wayne. They find out Green Lantern's Hal Jordan. And so they just start trying to kill off the superheroes, and then they go to the world and they start doing the right things for them. So they invent a cure to cancer, they end poverty, they end world hunger, and they go and they say they're like, we're actually doing something that the superheroes couldn't do, which is actually save the world and fix the world's problems. And then it's just about the Justice League trying to kind of I guess they find out there's a lot of shady things behind it. So it's just a classic Justice League story, take down the Legion of Doom.
Sorry to interrupt you. Is your camera? I think you just froze for 2 seconds. You moving? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm moving. Sure. Yeah.
Probably just down my end. That's weird.
But it's about the Legion, a classic Justice League story. But
yeah,
I thought it was really interesting take because you read it and it's damn, you really do think about the superheroes aren't really doing anything. Right. They could find a cure to cancer. They could end world hunger. They could end poverty. And I think it is Superman who ends up saying to Lex Luthor, and Luthor goes, "We did the one thing you couldn't." And Superman goes, "Well, that's not our decision to make. That we just try to save people. We don't rule the world. We just do what we think is right." But it's mainly just for the Alex Ross book. It's mainly for the Alex Ross art. I'll try and get a cool picture up.
His art is like always a W. Let's be real. Like he hasn't had a single bad
especially Kingdom Come. I mean, like this page here is just like, look at that. Man.
Oh, bro, that's fucking sex, bro. God damn.
Superman vs. Shazam.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really. I mean, like this page as well. Green Lantern fighting Gorilla Zod. What is his name? Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty cool Green Lantern there. But yeah, it's just like, just a fun Justice League book, Alex Ross art. So I think it's really just, I don't know, it's just a fun Justice League book.
Just a fun, 100%. No, dude,
Alex Ross art. I think it's expensive. I wouldn't really pay the money for it. If it's on sale, I highly recommend it, but I wouldn't pay like $50-something for it. I bought it because I saw Superman and I saw Alex Ross, so I was like, I have to get it. But I did really enjoy it though.
Yeah, okay, cool. Very nice, man. I mean, it sounds like a really good book. I mean, like, I might just, if it goes missing tonight, you know why. But, but yeah, not 100%. I think next week I'll try and, like, recommend some, like, full-length books. But I've just been fucking around with, like, individual issues, man. I've been, like,
individual issues are great. That's something I've gotten into recently. Just
especially the old stuff.
Random issues and stuff and reading them. They're great fun.
I mean, you can't knock like the vintage golden era of Marvel and DC.
Yeah. Something that I do want to highlight quickly. I did start watching today was the Stan Lee. Also, Secret Invasion episode 1 came out, which was great. Yeah. We'll talk about that another time.
We will. I haven't seen Secret Invasion yet, but I have seen. I've seen the new I've seen a quarter of the new Stan Lee documentary, and it's pretty interesting. Actually,
it's great so far. And what we were talking about before, how like we're kind of like we come across very anti-Marvel on this podcast.
Unfortunately, we do. I mean, look at our drip, like.
Yeah, I know. And then like this episode will be longer than our Across the Spider-Verse episode. Yeah.
I think like 2 hours long, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus Christ.
But I think something with that Stan Lee, and also like we were talking about Supernova before we started filming, and Liam, you are doing a very, very badass Yuri Spider-Man cosplay.
I am, yeah.
Looks awesome.
So for Supernova this year, I'm actually doing the PS5, the new remaster suit that like with the new belt and shit, and it's gonna be like a hybrid with the integrated Far From Home suit, and it's gonna be like pretty much the PS4 suit, but like with a black tint and like sort of like somewhat inspired by the integrated suit. And I initially saved up. I wanted to invest in my $600 Nightwing, but then Spider-Verse came out, and I was like, maybe not, like. And I'm kind of getting back into, because I know we do come across very anti-Marvel, but let me tell you, man, like when it comes to like the cosplay stuff, like I'm all in. Like it's a leap of faith. Yeah,
literally. But then you sent me that picture of the Yuri suit, and I was like, damn, like what's the website called? And I went on it, had a look, and then there was a really cool Wolverine costume, which I'm doing as well. I was going to do Captain America, but I'm doing Wolverine now.
Yeah, fuck
but then since I've made that decision, I've like gone back into Marvel now. Like I brought 2 Wolverine books. Like I'm really on board with Wolverine now again. And then through that, like I'm really on board with other Marvel books. So I'm like, damn, this is like it. Like I think you could say the same with back on board reading Spider-Man. It's great to be back with Marvel again.
It does. It definitely feels like that relationship is like just like blossomed again. Like like in terms of like general media, it's it feels good, man. Like it feels really great.
And then going back to what I was saying about the Stan Lee documentary, watching the first half of it, Stan Lee goes on about kind of like how Marvel's impacted comic books, and he was talking about the impact comic books can make, and through his Marvel books, he's made a big impact. I was like, damn, like I really want to start reading Marvel books again. Like I'm really back on board with Marvel.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that quickly because like obviously we came across very anti-Marvel, but I think me and Liam are back on board. I think Liam's taking another snap.
I'm just taking one for the Instagram. It's all good.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we love it.
Yeah, fucking oath.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up for the episode. I
Just
think it
about,
was a
yeah.
solid episode. Lots of laughs.
Also, yeah, lots of laughs, man. I feel like we actually need to just genuinely like cut down the fucking video and just chuck like like make a follow-up video.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll cut all the laughs together because
That
I think
was-
they were great.
that was great, man. Like that was that was something else, man. I think I've laughed that hard on the podcast before.
Nah, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
Yeah, man, that was
great.
That was something else, man. But no, like I said, Flash was an incredible movie. I'm really hopeful for the future of DC. I'm really hopeful for the future of the genre. You know, like I mean,
Yeah.
definitely an 8 out of 10 film. Would recommend to like just any DC fans in general. And you know what? Fuck it, some Marvel fans too might. I mean,
I
some
think so.
diehard
Yeah,
Marvel
I think
fans.
so.
I feel like this movie might get you a little bit intrigued more and into that side of the genre with DC. So yeah, and it was just a really emotional movie, to be honest.
It really was. Like we said, it was a great send off to the DCEU.
It was, yeah. It
Great
felt like a
finale,
goodbye.
you could say, to that universe.
It was a very, very good goodbye to like a lot of people's first exposure to the DC universe. So it kind of makes it really special for like a lot of people.
And also makes it really kind of I think it's great as well because then now that's over, that's officially done. It gets me more excited for what James Gunn's got coming up now. You know, Superman Legacy, Lanterns, Brave and the Bold. So I'm sad because obviously that cuts everything off. No Affleck, no Cavill, no Gal Gadot, no, you know, all that. But then I'm like, at least we're having something, you know, even better to look forward to rather than like nothing.
Yeah. Thanks.
But yeah, I would just want to say thank you guys for watching very much.
Wait, before you do it, because I know you're gonna
Yeah.
do it. Just remember,
What?
you got a pop Funko in your room. I'm just saying. So if you want to,
Yeah, I know. I think I know the one.
yeah. All right, yeah, cool. Do you think? Go ahead.
Thank you very much for watching today's review and a breakdown of The Flash. We hope you guys enjoyed. And next week will be our mental health episode where we.
It will. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Very
genuinely.
different take on this episode. Obviously, it will still be, you know, reference a lot of superheroes and comic books and movies and
Yeah.
even Dragon Ball even. But it will be very much about mental health. It is men's mental health month
You got it.
right now. So I think it's important to highlight that.
Definitely.
And
Because we're equally as passionate about comics.
Yeah.
Like, with mental health, you know, like
Exactly,
that's just
yeah.
a really big thing for me and Toby. So to talk about it would be amazing.
I think so. It's an episode we've been discussing on for a long time. And so I think we're both really excited to record it.
Definitely.
And share it and obviously hear you guys. But before you go, I just got one little thing to say from our little friend here, Goku Solo's your favorite verse. And we'll see you
Yeah,
guys
buddy.
next time.